Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match forward show on the internet. We've just watched West Ham, this is tough to say, we just watched West Ham get annihilated 3-0 at home to Burnley. Things are looking grim. Scott, take us through the starting lineup please.
Yeah, Joe Hart's been recalled in goal for Adrian, Zabaleta right wing, Antonio back on the left wing, Creswell, Bonner, Collins centre free, Nobes, check, Mario returning to the side, Lanzini and Atovic up front.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
I know.
I mean, we can see. I mean, we said earlier. I mean, let's just make sure we talk about the game today and leave other things. But you can't ignore it. I mean, it's heartbreaking to watch, and I know people are going to have their comments and about
their opinions,
their opinions about the march and that. But look, that's irrelevant. The march is irrelevant. What's gone on in there today on the pitch, fans like This is the thing with people saying they want to protest against the board. They done it in the right place today.
Inside
Do it
the
in the
stadium.
stadium.
Yep.
I mean, I don't condone the people running on the pitch, but you can't blame them.
Yeah.
It's
the
there's
frustration.
fans
Isn't
fighting again amongst themselves. People are getting frustrated. The players have to. We keep saying it. They have to step up, but it's because of them that atmosphere is happening.
The thing is, for me, tactically, I think Moyes got it wrong today. We set up as the away side. You know, Antonio, I know I said in the preview for him to go out on the left because we've got no... Patrice Evra is not good enough to play left wing. You know, he got it wrong. We can't be... We've got Chicharito sitting on the bench again, who's a goal scorer. We're playing Burnley, right, who are having a great season.
Well, you say that, Scott. Last week was their first win in 12.
Yeah,
so they've been on a bit of a dip. So
Yep.
today was a good opportunity. I mean, even though what's been happening in the last week with all the outsiders, like the club and that, with the march and all that, the thing is, today was an opportunity for us to all come in here, and as we always do, we get behind the team.
And we did.
Yeah. And I do not understand. Yes, we went 1-0 down, it's frustrating. But why are fans running on the pitch?
The timing of when they did, 1-0, you're still in the game. I know we weren't playing particularly well.
I mean, look, we might lose our captain now. We might lose our captain now because he reacted like the way he did. Should he have done it? Probably not, but I don't blame him. You know, he's frustrated as well. Fans are frustrated. And, I mean, as you see, they all got under the board and they're all shouting up at him. People were chucking things. And, listen, that's how you protest against them. Don't blame us for a march being called off because we had nothing to do with that. Stand in there and do it. Like I said, get your banners out, stand in front of them.
For me, mate, I'll be honest with you, not at that time, not while the game's still going on.
Not at 1-0 though.
No, well, 1-0, 2-0. See, my opinion is it's irrelevant because that this ain't a one-off thing where we've just been beat by Burnley 3-0. You know, this has been happening week after week.
Well, the last 3 games
week.
we've conceded 3 or more goals.
Well, do you know what? That ain't even. It's just getting beat, and that capitulation at home against a team like Burnley. And I know Burnley are having a brilliant season by their standards. You know what I mean? They're right up there. Probably one of their best seasons.
This is their most. Today's win took them over their best ever points tally in the Premier League.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So they're having the best ever points in the season. They're playing well. They're a well-organised side. We've got nothing, and that's the worrying thing. We've got nothing. Like I watched, it's like a reverse game of netball. It's like the person who's got the ball is the only one allowed to move because we've got no movement. We've got no fighters. We've got no one digging in. We've got no. I mean, we went on an attack, went and out of it, took it on. I looked at Ryan and I looked at the players in the middle of the pit, and there was 8 players in the centre circle as he's trying to take on fucking the whole defence.
Yep.
You can't do that. They're not people busting their gut. They are taking the fucking piss out of us.
And that is the problem.
Well, they have give up because it's everything. I mean, you can't. I'm not saying you can't blame the player. Of course you can blame the players. You know, at the end of the day, they're the ones on the pitch and they're the ones who have to perform. But I'll tell you what it is. For instance, a lot of them players are as disillusioned with the board as us. You saw that at when we lost to Brighton. Ginger Collins come over, making money signs like, I don't know where it's gone. They are in the same boat. They ain't got a clue. They've come to play for this football club. I mean, João Mario, I'll be honest with you, he's a, you know, you can tell he's got a little bit about him technically, but he's not cut out for this league. No. And who would you rather have in this? And this is where it comes down to, and this is where the mistakes, they make themselves prominent. Who would you rather have today, João Mario or Andre Ayew? Who would you rather have?
Yeah. Mate, I'd rather have Robert Snodgrass.
But let's not hide this fact as well. Andre Ayew was ours. João Mario don't belong to us.
No.
And this is the thing, and they think they can fuck because they've signed him. He plays for Inter Milan, and they've signed him as a £35 million player. I said to you, right, when he first signed, I can't see him settling in. No. I can't see him settling in.
It's tough for a player like him to come over in January to settle in the Premier League straight away. If we signed him in the summer, it might be a bit different.
The other thing as well is the situation that we're in.
You've got,
it's hard for a player like the style that he plays. It's tough to come into.
He's the sort of player you want to sign when you're in the top 8 and you're comfortable.
Yeah,
that's the sort. When you're down there, you need winners and fighters.
We needed some spark.
Yeah, you've got. I mean, listen, Noble and Ginge, passion, but listen, we need more than them two. You can't keep saying it them two all the time. We need 11 players to show fucking passion and heart. How them players? What some people say, I don't know how can a football player not get motivated to play a game of football? How can they not get motivated? Yes, we're not going to win every week. Yeah. Yes, there's better players out there than them. Yeah. But fucking hell, come on. Burnley at home, they can match them. If not, on paper, we're better than them. Yeah. But football's not played on paper, it's played on grass.
The worrying thing for me, is you look at that side that was put out there today, probably minus Hart, bring back Reed and Obiang, that's technically our strongest side. It's the strongest side we've got available apart from Chicharito.
I felt a bit sorry for Art today in a way because I had people sitting around me and from the first whistle they was just slating him. It's like they wanted him to make a mistake.
He didn't do himself no favours today.
Of course he didn't. But who out there?
Oh no, I totally agree.
He had. Be honest with you, he had no chance for the first goal.
No,
it was great. Like Barnes,
it was a great finish, but a player broke the way Arnie broke in our box. There weren't 8 of them standing in the fucking centre circle watching him do it. What it was, there was another 3 breaking past our midfield who was standing there watching them
run past. That's it.
It keeps on happening. And the board have to take responsibility. They have not given. Look, the manager got it wrong today. Left wing back Antonio.
He looked knackered, didn't he? He looked knackered after about 10 minutes.
But he couldn't play right wing back right.
No.
So how the fuck is he going to play left wing back?
He can't play any wing.
He's a right winger. He's been one of our biggest goal threats. I want to see him back up top. That's where I want to see him.
He was better as a right back.
Well, but this is the thing. How can you? And they haven't given him enough. We've got no midfielders. We've got nothing to change it. They've all dropped form. All
at the same time.
All at the same time. And look, you can't blame them.
Listen,
Obiang's out for the season.
I'll be honest. For me, this is where now. I know it's risky, but it looks like we're gonna maybe go down. I would start chucking players in like Josh Cullen, give him a chance because at the end of the day, well, at least he's going to show a bit of fight and passion.
I said today that you Gil, he should be chucked in. You bought him for fucking 10 million quid. At the end of the day, I bet he shows a lot more fucking. He can't win the championship. I bet he's got a lot more bollocks about him than some of them players out there.
He'll be loaned out next season.
Yeah,
mate.
I know.
He won't ever get a chance. He was just a sort of buyer just to keep us little sweet in the.
No, I know what he was for, mate. He was for the championship in case we do go down. That's what he was for. Trust me when I say that. All these high earners coming off the wage bill and fucking championship players coming in. It's not a coincidence, mate. It's not a coincidence.
No, it's sad times at the club at the moment, and like. With everything that's gone on over the past couple of weeks, this could have been the worst result here today on what's happening. And I don't know if we're going to get fined. I don't think we get deducted points, but that would be the icing on the cake. Give us a 6 points deduction, and then
I don't think it'd be that. We will be
get a big
fine.
fine. Yeah. And do you know what, Scott? I think sometimes if there's a certain amount of pitch invaders in one game, the next game has to be behind closed doors. That could happen.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
The thing is, they need to really have a review of the security. because that is ridiculous.
West Ham do not employ that security.
No,
that's
West
the
Ham's
problem.
responsibility, right?
Yeah, I know it's West Ham's responsibility, but we know that there's 3 different companies in there. I mean, that geezer was on that.
There's
pitch.
4. There's 1 for each stand.
Yeah, but that geezer was on the pitch today. He was on there a good a minute, 2 minutes before anyone. That's why Noble was getting frustrated because no one was coming on.
Well, that's the thing. That guy, as you said, he ran onto the pitch, got tackled by Noble, run off the pitch before a steward even got near him.
I don't agree with the way he dealt with him, though. He was swinging arms at him and slaps and all sorts.
But you don't know what he was saying to him.
No, I don't. I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, so
they was both in the wrong.
Pending what was said and all that, if that comes out. But trust me,
he probably said to Noble, "You got to play here another 5 years."
The thing is as well. Noble's head went after that. You know, I know a lot of the other players.
The second goal straight after.
That's it. But you know, that's where Moyes needed to act. He needed to see that and take you off.
He's a good player, that Woods.
Yeah,
he's a player that I wish we'd have looked at when he
did
was
look
at
at
Leeds, wasn't he?
We did look at him.
No, but I wish we would have really, because I think he's a great player. Didn't he score the equaliser up?
Yeah. See, when you look at the performance today, right? You look at the first half, the way we played. We had one player in the box at times when we're looking across the ball, and that was Anatovic against 4 6-foot tall defenders.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody from our midfield tried to burst into that box. Zabaleta tried it 3 or 4 times. No one picked him out with a cross, and that's the problem. And like you said, with their goal, that is exactly what they do. They broke. Boom, boom, boom. 3 players attacking 3 of our players. You know, you can't do that. And you're the home side. If you're the away side, that's how you set up, break on the counter.
I mean,
but we're the home side.
I'll be honest, mate, I thought we started quite well. João Mario had that volley at the back post. You know, you hit it over.
Lanzini, the one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, that goes in. It's a different game, but that's just a lack of confidence in the team at the moment.
If that's Chicharito, mate, it's a goal.
Yeah, but
I don't think you can say
Lanzini's good enough.
Lanzini's good enough. He's good enough. But if it's Chicharito, it's a goal. I just don't understand why you've got someone of his goal-scoring calibre. Yeah, all right, he scores tap-ins. He's a fox in the box type player. But that's what we need. We are in shit.
It's worrying.
We're still not playing a fucking centre forward.
It's worrying times, mate. It's you know, it's heartbreaking. We sat there at the end, and you know, you're sitting there and you're just looking around, and you're seeing people fight amongst each other in the crowds and the players. I mean, Ginger Pele dropped to his knees, and he just he must be hurting.
Of course he is.
Noble must be hurting. So, some of them other players probably don't give a fuck. For some of them players have probably already contacted agents and they're looking to get out of this club as soon as possible. But can you blame them? Let's be honest. Can you blame them when you've got your own chairman slating certain players?
I think that's a big part of why the performances have packed in.
Yeah.
I think that you know, things like that. We've seen it. We've seen it in the Pardew era.
Again, right?
Hold on.
Go on.
We've seen it in the Pardew era. As soon as we was a fucking fantastic football team, got to FA Cup final, finished fucking 7th in the league. What happened?
We didn't build on it.
Something happened with Pardew. We didn't build on the squad. The squad just stopped playing for them, and it doesn't just it's stopping playing for management and the ball on management. And when you've got a chairman just batting his fucking lips every 5 minutes about this and saying things like that. I mean, I've heard stories today. I'm not going to say this is true, but you know, this is. I'm not going to accuse anyone of anything. But I've heard when there's people going up to the ball and protesting against the ball. I've heard that one of the kids was smirking at them as he was walking back up the stairs. Yeah, and if that's true, mate, if that's true, I'm not going to say it is, and I'm not going to say it isn't. You know, I wouldn't like to accuse anyone of saying I didn't know what the truth is. But I've heard a few people say that today, and if that's true. You know, they had all that trouble at Birmingham, you know, and I've heard interviews with them saying, people threatened to slit their throats and all that. But if that's true, surely you would have learnt a lesson from the last time. Do you know what I mean? And
but where do we not the team? I mean, where do we go through here with a ball now? What do you do? It's a tough one.
They're not going to leave.
I know they're not going to leave, but what do we do? Do we just stick 2 fingers up at there and fucking boycott the stadium? But then we're missing out on watching the fucking football. Maybe they should fucking just say
maybe they should stay away.
Yeah, maybe they should stay away.
Yeah,
maybe they should just.
That is the thing.
Maybe they should just sit at home and let us fans try to fucking get this team fucking ticking
without the distractions
of the ball until the end of the season. And then they have to have a big emergency board meeting, and whether it's sack Brady, whether one of them sells their shares.
Something has to change.
Maybe the fag. It's getting bad.
Something has to change.
I might have a fag. I've never smoked in my life.
You know what I mean? It's the problems.
Because we're outside. Look, the
problems start at the top, and it's filtering all the way through the club.
But I don't mean to be rude, but I think that's the next. That's the next step. I think they stay away for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they have to.
I think that would be a very sensible thing to do, because as long as they're there, they're a distraction, and I don't think they're doing anybody any favours.
Mate, but the thing is,
I want to see them end the season, regardless of what happens. I want to see them.
They love the attention too much. It wouldn't surprise me at 2-0 down if he didn't come in his Bentley and start doing donuts on the pitch, sticking his fingers up to the fans. You know what I mean? Because they love it. And what we're saying is right. They should step away from this club for the rest of the season. They don't need to be here. They don't need to be here. Don't go away.
He don't even need to be the fucking chairman.
No, I know.
He's the owner. He don't need to be the chairman.
They need to. That's another thing as well. They need to think about maybe employing someone else to run this club. You know, and leaving it to them on a day-to-day basis, because they're doing more harm. I don't think they realise how much damage they're doing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And this is one of the questions people were asking me out there. Like, do you regret not marching? I mean, look, if we'd have won here today, you know, it wouldn't. But I don't regret not marching because of obviously the reasons that we said. But listen, what they done in there, the fans today, was good, because I back what they've done in there, because I think it's right, and they need to.
It showed how much hatred there is towards the board.
And it's not only the few thousand that go away. You see how many in there today.
Exactly.
You see how many. I mean, it's worrying times.
But I don't blame any person in that stadium. Although I don't agree with the way it was done. It was done during a game when we were still playing a game, and it's obviously a distraction. I can't blame anyone, because the frustrations are boiling over, and they are taking. And like you said earlier
in the show, it's not just boiling over from the last 2 or 3 games. This is over the past. This is since we come here.
It's like a fucking beer bottle that you've been shaking all season.
Do you remember when we lost 3-0 to Southampton at home here? How toxic it was, and that was at the beginning of last season. It's been boiling and boiling and boiling. We scraped through last season.
And we'll be lucky if we scrape through this season.
Could you just imagine Championship football over here? Could you imagine it? Empty stadium.
I can see it.
You still get a good 30,000 over here. You know, I think you still get a good 30,000.
We got 30-odd thousand at the Bowl-in.
Yeah, but that's the thing with us. That's the thing with our fans. Is that whatever's going on, we always stick with the team. And all right, today was a bit.
And the thing, that's what the owners are taking the liberty out of.
They take advantage of it.
They know as much as it pains us to come there, right, and watch that, we'll still be there because it's our club. And they're taking advantage of it.
I think what we said there is bang on, and I think that message should get to the board, that they need to stay away from this club for the rest of the season, so then us fans can turn up to this ground knowing they're not here, and we just back them 11 players week in, week out.
I don't think they should be the chairman next season. I'm not. Look, they're not going to sell. They've made that quite clear. Yeah. But they don't have to, because they're the owners. They don't have to be the chairman. They could elect another person as a chairman. You know, a lot of owners in football clubs are not the chairman of the board. He's, like as he said, he's doing more damage than good here. They're not going to sell. You know, I would want them to sell. Of course, I want them to sell. Yeah. You know, I'd like them to sell tomorrow, as long as they sell it to the right person for the right reasons.
This is when people were caught, like with over what's happened last week. People were saying, "Oh, we're up the board's arse and they're bought stuff." Believe me, now I want them gone, but they're not going nowhere. So this is why you've got to try to work with them. Yeah. But what do you do? How do you work with them?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I mean, but I've got people tweeting me saying, "Oh, I bet you enjoyed the flags around the People think that I went into that meeting, all I was worried about was fucking flags. People said we want our tradition back, so we put a few suggestions, crests and all that, what people wanted, but now it's all gone tits up. Everyone's moaning about it. But listen, I want what's best for West Ham. You know, I said to someone over there, I would give up this channel tomorrow if it meant West Ham fucking turned their fortunes round.
Yep.
You know, you would.
Yeah, of course you would, because we're fans.
We've been going since fucking since we was kids. Yeah. We've seen everything. I was born in 1984. What have I seen? An Intertoto Cup and 2 player final wins. And an FA Cup final defeat. That's all I've seen.
I was born in 1980 and I've seen exactly the same as you.
I think we're running out of time.
All right, we better crack on.
Yeah, we're going to crack on anyway. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching this. I mean, in essence, not good enough, and I can't see it changing.
Well,
it needs to change.
All them players need to stand up and be counted.
Well, one thing I would say is that while we're all going to be fucking over the next couple of weeks, they're all off to Miami now.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, let's wrap it up there. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint. Look out for all the fan cams. A lot of people had a lot of things to say today. Look up for the content that we've got coming up during the week.
On the social and
all that stuff. You know, I'm sure there'll be some very tough questions, and rightly so.
What a great birthday I've had, eh?
Yeah, I know. Happy birthday to Ryan.
Yeah, birthday, mate.
Cheers, mate.
I think we're running out of time.
Call your hands.
Yeah. We're still recording, so come on your hands.
All right, yeah, we'll have it there. Come on your hands.